Hi guys, what's going on? Are you ready to come to the US if you are working remotely? What type of visas and options exist in order for you to go through the process and with a great likelihood to get approval for one visa or another? This is the main topic that we're going to be covering today, guys. And of course, for those of you who come here a lot to the stream and talk to me, you will hear probably the same solutions with a different angle of these solutions. Okay, but it's fine. That's repetition is important in order to understand what options are available for you. Okay, and there is a definition of people who work remotely and who do not rely on any particular location, but rely and depend only on a computer and internet. Okay, we call them digital nomads. Okay, digital nomad. I really like this name, and I do believe that a lot of contemporary professions are among the ones that may fall within this definition, even though people may not use the location part of it. You still could be in your city, in your town, in your country, and being able to work with the computer and the internet, but you always have an option to move and live at a different jurisdiction. All right, but before we proceed with that, guys, let me tell you some fresh news from the company. Last Thursday, we did have the stream with you, but it was too early to call that news at that day, so I call it today. Last week, we set up a new record in the company. And the record was 4 approvals of EB1A petitions for our clients, one day. Okay, and the entire week we got about 7 or 8 approvals for the green cards. Always good to set up new records, guys. Always good. 4 approvals a day. This is huge, right? Some attorneys don't even get 4 a year for those visas. We are specializing in EB1As, O1s, EB2 and IWs, business visas, and those are the only ones that we do. All right, and that's something that stands us out among other law firms and the companies. Okay, so this is good news. We got some fresh approvals this week. There's a bunch, but I want to mention one that I really enjoyed. It's a kind of unique case because the client is from Russia and he's a subway engineer. Okay, not the subway where you guys go and grab the sandwich, not that one. The subway that goes underground, the metro. Some countries call it. Okay, underground. Different names for it. So he got EB2 and IW, the national interest waiver approval, and what is unique about his case? His proposed endeavor was specifically focusing on New York subway. Okay, New York subway. And yes, you may say, Stanislav, but this is a local project. What's the national interest? And if you have that question in mind, this is a great question to ask, because if you guys remember Danazar, the case that set up the framework of analysis for all EB2 and IWs, it actually says, and guys, let me tell you, I read and reread this case from time to time, and I don't know, it surprises me all the time that I could find something new in the case. It's just 9 pages, out of which maybe 7 pages are important. But if you read and reread, you always find something new. This is amazing. The depth of the case is really good. So the Danazar actually says that the application could be local, but the interest could be of the national importance. Okay, and this is the case because New York is a huge city with very developed infrastructure, with a lot of problems with this infrastructure. But if we improve on that infrastructure, that does affect everything else. Okay. For example, I remember when I was preparing this case and we filed it without expedited processing, and you guys always ask me what's the timing for non-premium processing for cases, and I always tell you anywhere between 6 and 24 months. Okay, it's huge. It's a huge range, right? But that's what it is. So this particular case was filed in March. So it was approved in 6 months. 6 months without RFE. And I remember when I was drafting the memorandum for this case, I was browsing through Twitter, the X, and I saw by chance that video of New York subway with water gushing down the stairs, just getting like hitting people. They're losing their bags. Some lady fell on the stairs. She hit her head on the stairs. Terrible, right? So you don't expect water gushing in a subway station, right? It may hurt people. It endangers the traffic, the trains. People may slip and fall on the rails. I mean, it's so bad. So I saw that video and I was immediately, this is a good one. So I used that link in my memorandum to show the substantial merit of the case, showing that the screenshots from that post on Twitter. Okay, so it was fun, guys. It was a fun case because you don't see everyday engineers who are working on building subway stations and improving them, modernizing them. And the last thing that was unique about this case is that we did not have any letters from anyone in the U.S. to address that future project. Okay, so everything else was only from our side, our experience, and what we could do. So that shows you that it's not necessary to have the support from within the U.S. when you file for immigrant petitions, EB1A, EB2NIW. It's always great to have that. It improves the case, but it's not always so. All right. So if you have some unique skills, some unique approaches, you can really help with infrastructure in the US. These type of cases are really good. Okay. Hey Zach. How are you? Zach is asking me. I'm okay, guys. I'm okay. I cannot say I'm excellent or that I'm like very, very good, but you know, I'm on a stable level. I'm on a stable level. I have to be. I have to be, because if I'm not, who's gonna take care of you guys? Who is gonna take care of you? No one will. Okay, at least at the level we usually do. All right, let's see. And guys, drop me a few questions. What's on your mind? Okay, what's Zach? Tell me, what happened to you? What's new? What's new in your life? Tell me, and everybody else, guys, tell me what's going on with you. Where are you at this point of your lives? I wanna know. I wanna know why you guys coming to my streams. What you're looking for? You're looking for entertainment. You're looking for stories. You're looking for deeper understanding of the law and the cases. You're looking for some new knowledge. Let me know. I'm curious, you know, because I'm here with you every Thursday to discuss pretty much your difficulties and your problems. Okay, not mine, Okay, but yours. So let me know what's going on. Zach saying, what type of visa should I apply for if I'm a sim racer and want to move to the USA? Sim racer. Zach, let me check what is sim racer, because I don't know what exactly that means. Okay, let me Google it. Sim racer. Oh, okay, I get it. So it looks like it's a simulation, right? It's a simulation racing. Simulation racing. It's a good question, Zach. It's a good question. What are the achievements? Do you have any recognition for doing this? Because it seems that there must be some competitions and something going on with this field for you to race, to compete with others. So what you got? Tell me what you got, and I will be able to see what would be the best visa for you. Dexpo says, leaving more about visa knowledge. So Dexpo pretty much saying that he's coming here more to know more in depth of the visas. Okay, I think I always guys give you some new knowledge or digging deeper into the existing knowledge so you understand better what exactly is going on. Gabriela says, tell us about visa options for remote workers. No, that's the main topic. That's the main topic. The solutions for digital nomads, right? Digital nomads. Yes, absolutely. We're gonna cover this. We're gonna cover this today. Okay, Dexpel Stan had a question under B1, B2 to change of status to O1 visa. Our B visa is null and void under status change, and we will have to get a stamp to re-enter. We cannot enter on B1, B2. Okay, so basically what Dexpel is asking is if he changes his status in the US from B1, B2 to O1, does this in itself cancel the underlying B1, B2 which was used to enter the US? And the answer is no. Absolutely no. That process in itself does not change anything. Okay? The only agency, Dexpel, who can cancel your B1, B2 is the US Embassy, where you got your visa. And the way it happens, you usually receive an email from that agency saying, hey, we're canceling your visa. Please stop by the embassy to do this. This is the fun part, right? You guys know, like the Russians, there's no US embassy in Russia, right? So all Russians have to go to other countries to get the visa stamps. And I saw those emails canceling the tourist visas. Let's say a person went to Jakarta in Indonesia to get the tourist visa, and they say, okay, we're canceling, come to us. I'm like, oh my God. It's bad, you know. You not only you have to go, but you're going for a bad reason. So it's kind of, you know, it's bittersweet. It's kind of feeling, because it's kind of funny, because like it's almost like absurd, right? But it's bitter because you have to do this. So yeah, it doesn't in itself cancels. It cancel it. So if you leave Dexpel, let's say you change to O1, you left the country in 6 months. You have two options. Number one, you can come back on B1, B2. I don't see any logic behind this, because you won't be able to work. You will be stay up to 6 months. And again, because you already stayed here for probably up to 6 months, you change your status, you stayed for another, let's say 6 months. So you coming back on B1, B2 when you kind of lived in the US for this long term, and you definitely gonna be questioned on your re-entry on B1, B2, right? Because the officer, the CBP officer, is gonna be asking like, what are you gonna do? What did you do before? What are you going to do now? And things like that, right? So I don't think it's the best decision. The better decision is to get your O1 stamped in the embassy. Okay, that's the best one. The third best, or maybe the second, third best, staying in the US up until you get your green card, right? So let's say you're getting EB2NIW, it's approved, and you have to wait for like a year and a half. I'd rather you stay in the US at that timing, file the adjustment of status, and then going already on advanced parole on your business. Okay. Again, that would be the best, but the second best is to get your O1 stamped in the US embassy. Zach, yeah, there's a lot of tournaments, but I have not entered the pro stuff yet because they start next week for 8,000 euro prize pool. But I'm currently almost pro level in league racing on Assetto Corsa Competizione. Okay, I guess it's like Italian, right? So so guys, don't mind my Italian pronunciation. Yeah, Zach. I want you, so with if you're amateur, if you're not yet pro, right? If you're amateur, probably O1 is a better option for you. But you need to show me the victories. You need to win competitions. I need to have the press on your victories. I need to see that you maybe competing for a team or for a club, something like that. And you must have an employer in the US, so maybe a team or an agent where you can come and basically be here in the US and compete. That was a good one, guys. I'm sorry. So yeah, but once you become the pro player, then things change around. You may already be looking at the EB1A, the green card, in case you start showing the success. Okay, showing the success. So those are the options I see. O1, EB1A, if you get really good recognition and achievements. Now, guys, let's switch to our main topic. Because we're kind of beating the bush around, and let's talk about the options for digital nomads. And option number one of the best visas for those who need on a laptop and the internet to work is O1 visa. Okay, O1 visa is one of the best solutions because, first of all, you definitely have a critical and leading role, because you're working for some companies or projects or as a freelancer on different projects. You're probably making good money on those projects, on those jobs, because you may travel and live in different jurisdictions. That's what a lot of digital nomads do. A lot of you guys live in Bali, Goa, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, other parts of Indonesia, Argentina, right? So you guys know what I'm talking about. And usually with the money you make, you live like kings, right? Those jurisdictions. So this is good news because we can show the commercial success. A lot of times we can show the contribution in the field through the projects that you work. Right? And most of you are IT specialists. And of course, IT people usually work on bigger projects. And those bigger projects may have significance in the industry. And also, it's not rare to see that you assess the work of other professionals, of other coders, programmers, IT specialists, cybersecurity, blockchain engineers, and stuff like that. When somebody comes to you and say, "Hey, can you check my code?" or your company comes to you, "Hey, can you assess the design of this project?" This is judging the work of others. Okay. Add to this press and academic articles, which always could be done through the work of PR agencies. So you can easily get 5-6 criteria on O1. and your employer could be your own company, which you can use to work as an independent contractor, as a freelancer with other projects. Okay, so O1 is definitely best option for you guys. O1 is something you really need to consider first before considering anything else. Okay, that's number one. Number two, and you guys may be surprised that EB2 NIW I'm putting on the second place. Why? Well, because again, the nature of your work, and again, it's most of you are IT people, right? Because if you can work with the computer and the internet, you are the businessman or IT, right? Maybe you engineer, maybe some other professions, and marketing could be done like that. But the majority of you are either in IT or connected to IT. Okay, so when you are in this field, you're either a businessman who's bringing the innovation in technology, or you IT who's working on those innovations and technologies. That most of the time mean that there is some big project you're working on which could be in the national interest of the United States government. Okay, so that's why I'm putting this on the second place. The only difficulty I see for those of you who self-learned to program, okay, which means you do not have the qualifying education, which means that you need to go through exceptional abilities. Okay, exceptional abilities, which is not a problem in itself, but again, it adds a little bit of obstacles to the case. The third place is of course EB1A, because that's where O1 starts. Things may end up with EB1A. Why? Because they are of the same criteria. Okay, so those are the same criteria. The only difference is the depth of those criteria, how deep they are, how prestigious they are, how much they show your expertise. Okay, so that's the only difference. So EB1A is a great way to switch from O1 to the green card, or initially go for EB1A, as long as I can see that within 6 months we can get up to my standard of EB1A case. Okay, and EB1A is an immigrant talent visa. And guys, for those of you who want to know what's the first step to know if O1, EB1A, EB2NIW is a good fit for you, I'm dropping you in the chat the links for free evaluation. What is a free evaluation? This is a process in my company where you fill out the form, submit it to me, and within 2 days I analyze it, come back to you with initial analysis, which visa is the best for you, which criteria we satisfy, which we don't, and if you have the potential in your case. Okay? What is the potential? Potential means that 6 months is enough to get you up to the level of the visa that you suit for. Okay, the best fit for you. So that's what it means. So do the free evaluation. It's free, right? So spend 10-15 minutes, give me all the details, and I'll get back to you within 2 days. All right, so let's see what you guys get to say. Let's see what you get to say. Zach saying, I meant I'm currently competing for a team and they based in US. Zach, this is good news. This is good news because that means you have a really good chance to get O1 visa. Okay, really good chance. And I had cases for cyber sports. Okay, I had O1 visas for cyber sports. So you basically, the sim racing is a cyber sport, right? I had people competing in Dota, Dota 2, second Dota, all right? So I know exactly what you're talking about. Rebel Science, hey from Riga, hey Riga, Latvia. working on my USA plans, 15 plus years IT experience, and now working in my YouTube teaching platform. Really good. That's music for my ears. Rebel Science. About a month ago, I got an approval for IT person who built the platform to educate the new IT people. Okay? So, yes, teaching platform. Exactly what you're doing. Okay? So YouTube platform, maybe a website also where people can pay for your unique courses. So in other words, you can use YouTube to lead people from YouTube to your website where if they want, they can pay to get the courses through to get the result. Okay, to become whatever. Front end, back end, Python, Java, whatever. You guys know better than me. Okay, so this is a good case for EB2 NIW. Okay, and I do have lots of experience with that. So make sure, Rebel, if you have not yet, fill out the at least EB2 NIW free evaluation form. Okay, so I could take a look and I'll see what I like. And if I do like what I see, then I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where I will build the written winning strategy for your case. Okay. All right. So guys, give me more questions. Because that's what moves me. Okay, that's what moves me. Your questions. Make sure, and you may ask about not only the topic that we're covering today, but also anything that is related to the immigration petitions and things like that. Rebel Science says, thanks a lot. I will be reaching out soon. Okay, Rebel. I will be waiting. For your ripeness to get that done. Okay, so what else, guys? Let's talk about. We talked about 3 options. Let's talk more. Let's talk more about this. E2 visa. E2 is also pretty good option for those of you, maybe like even for Rebel Science, because he's from Latvia, and Latvia is a treaty country. Right, people with Latvian passport may file for E2 investment visa. What is E2? What are the requirements for this type of visa? And the main requirement is to invest at least $100,000 in the startup or in existing business, to purchase an existing business. Okay, so it's 100K plus, and we need to show the proof of funds, how that money was made. Okay, did we pay the taxes on that? Do we have all the transactions? Do we have the initial source? What was that initial source? Okay, all those documents. So that's basically it. As long as we have a 5-year business plan, understanding of the business, and we need to spend about 70% of that amount for the purpose of the business that we established. Okay, and of course, if you purchase the business, you spend the whole thing. Well, so that's what we need for the purpose of filing, and this is a really good visa if it fits you with the criteria, because you will be able to work in your company and do the business that you put in a business plan, and also your spouse will also get E2 visa, and he or she will be able to work in the US. Not necessarily in your company. Okay, so they can work in a different company, they can open up their own company, they may work anywhere in the US. Okay, so this is good, and your kids who are below 21 will be able to go to US American schools for free, right, to the public schools, of course. So this is really good, and there is a lot of confusion on E2 on the difference between the status and the visa itself. Okay, so let's repeat this, guys. Let me remind you the difference between the visa and the status. So imagine you go to the movies, okay, to the cinema, and you want to watch the new Planet of Apes movie, let's say, right? So you go and buy the ticket, So your ticket is your visa, okay? The ticket allows you to actually enter the movie theater and go to watch a specific movie. So that's the visa, okay? The status is which movie you can watch and how long you can stay in the movie theater to watch that movie, right? So if the Planet of the Apes is 2.5 hours, that's your status. That's how long you can stay in the movie theater, okay? Sometimes we can buy the how they call it, like the long-term ticket. There's a name for it, but what you guys know what I'm saying. You can use one ticket for like 3 times a month or 10 times a year, right? So you purchased one like a discounted ticket, right? So you can come and watch and leave and then come back and again watch another movie and then leave and then come back. So that's the visa and the status, right? So when you get E2 visa, depending on the country that you're from, the length of that visa is going to be different. It could be as low as 3 months, right? Examples of the countries with 3 months: Ukraine and Moldova. I don't know why so much disrespect over those countries in this sense. Okay, 3 months. But regardless. Oh, and the maximum is 5 years. Let's say for Canada, for Germany, for other Western countries like England. Kazakhstan, for example, gets 1 year. Okay, so it could be 3 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Most of the countries. Okay, so regardless how long your visa is valid for, your E2 visa is valid for, when you enter the US, you always get 2 years of the status. But Stanislav, if I have 3 months visa, it's going to expire in 3 months. Yes, but that was only to enter. Okay, your movie ticket is for 5 p.m. Okay, if you come at 6, they're probably not going to let you in. Okay, maybe they will, but let's say they don't. So once you use your ticket to come to the cinema, it's gonna go for 2 hours. Okay, for 2 years, if we use the analogy with the visa. Okay, so those 2 years status could be extended with 2 options. Option number 1, you file the extension from within the US. Okay, this is a more expensive option because you have to show that your business is working and everything, pay the attorney and things like that. Or you may go out, leave the country, and come back on the same E2 visa as long as that, you know, that it's not expired. Okay, and once you re-enter, you get a new 2-year status. Okay. And I know it's still a little bit confusing, but I hope you guys got the concept. You got the concept. If someone of you will be going with E2 visa, of course, my team is gonna give you a really good breakdown on when and how you're gonna leave and extend your status. Okay, let's see what you else got to say. Zach, quick question. So I need to apply for O1 visa, but need to show proof I win a lot and I'm very good. I'd rather say, Zach, that you won already something. Okay, that you have some achievement in this field. So yeah, the future wins is good, but we need to have something to work with at this point. Okay, so please fill out the O1 free evaluation form so I could see what kind of recognition you have. Also, Zach, I have Twitter. Can I show that as proof of my results of the stuff I'm competing in? Yeah, as indirect evidence, we may use Twitter accounts and other social media, but the best, of course, is the official websites and sources, or a press, or at least a letter from the organizers of the events. Okay, so yeah, if you won things and you participated and you won, that's what matters. That's what matters. How exactly we're going to prove that is on me. Okay, as long as I know that you have those achievements. Okay, so let's explore other options, guys, for digital nomads. We already spoke about O1, EB2 and IW, EB1A, and E2. Okay, I'm not going to cover L1 visa today because it has a lot in it going on, and if you're a digital nomad, then you're unlikely qualify for this type of visa. Probably the last, I cannot say it's one of the most viable options, but those of you who have the bigger budget, better finance, may be looking at EB5, the large investment visa that gives you green card to you, your spouse, and your kids. Okay, so but it requires at least $800,000 to be invested either in your own business with creation of 10 jobs, or as a passive investment in a company of a regional center that's accredited by the US government. Okay, so this option always exists, and recently I think there's a revival of this program because they have a fast track approval for this type of petition, which is a significant improvement from what was like 6 months ago or a year ago. Okay, now EB5 petitions, some of them could be approved within a month, which is unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, guys, so fill out the free evaluation forms. I'm waiting for you to give me some fresh stuff to work with. If I tell you that there is a potential in your case, you need to come to the complex immigration planning, okay? And once you get the written strategy of your case and you're ready to go, then you're gonna start working with my team under my control, and we're gonna start developing your case under my methodology and my processes. Okay, Rebel got another question. Does 10 plus years of work experience in IT companies in the UK and Ireland somehow help EB2? Yeah, it helps you with well-positioned part. With well-positioned part for the purpose of EB2 and IW. And it does help you with the exceptional ability part if you're going with the labor certification with the classic EB2 visa, Rebel. That's in case you don't have the education in IT. Okay, so yes, 10 plus years is really good. All right, guys, we're done with today's material. I wish you a great end of the week. Get some rest, recharge, spend some time with your families, and remember, your future begins here. Good luck.